Welcome back, RayWeather gang. We're going audio only today, no face cam, but we're talking Madden 22 rumors, confirming and denying all of the biggest Madden 22 rumors. So I know this will get you guys happy. Got some new information that's been kind of leaking around, so we're going to talk about all of that today. If you are new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with all of the latest Madden 22 news, it's going to be coming out any day now from EA Sports. Make sure you subscribe, turn the bell icon on so you don't miss any of these important uploads when they go live. We're on the road to 350K, just hit 343K, so I appreciate all you guys. If you're new here and you want to be along for the ride in Madden 22, make sure you go ahead and sub up right now. But let's get into today's video. So I haven't been posting a whole lot lately because there's just not a lot of news to talk about, but we did get some new leaks kind of creeping around. I've been poking my head around. I'm talking to people who know somebody, and usually around this time of the year, we have a decent idea of what's real and what's fake in terms of all of the chatter about the next Madden game. I did a video just like this last year confirming and denying, and about 80% of the stuff I went over was accurate. And keep in mind that nothing's 100% accurate because there are some things that truly only a few people at EA Sports knows. They're holding things pretty close to the vest this year. They're being very quiet. I mean, we're almost midway through June and we have not really heard a peep yet, but we're starting to get that information leaking out, which means it's almost time for them to start officially revealing stuff. Okay, so let's talk about the cover athlete really quickly, and then we're going to get into the more important things. So the initial rumor was Derrick Henry. Nothing really confirmed or denied that. It just kind of made sense. Then the rumor shifted to Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady both being on the cover, and this is how that happened. The EA CEO came out about a week ago and said they were doing something different, a little out of the ordinary with the cover. So already we knew Derrick Henry was out, but then Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes were spotted together doing some promotional stuff. There was an article, I believe they were down in Tampa Bay, so there was like an article in a newspaper or something of that sort that hit the internet, and they pretty much said they were under NDA. They couldn't really say what they were there for, so everybody kind of put two and two together and said, oh, that's the Madden cover. That's a little bit different. We were hearing that there were going to be two QBs on the cover, so all signs are now pointing to Brady and Mahomes being the official cover athletes. It has not been confirmed yet, but there's just too many things pointing to that, and I've heard that rumor myself from multiple people at this point, multiple people who I trust, so I think that's going to be the cover of Madden, so you can go ahead and jot that one down. We'll find out pretty soon if we're right on that one. Now, in terms of release dates, that is the next rumor. People are saying late August is the rumored release date. That has not been confirmed yet or denied. However, pretty much everything is pointing to that being true because you got to look at it. We're almost halfway through June and we haven't heard a peep about Madden yet. And when you look at how EA has operated in the past, usually we start hearing some of the stuff about Madden around 2 months before the game comes out. So if the game was coming out the last week of August, which would be most likely about August 27th, we probably won't start hearing official things until maybe a week from now, because they usually start putting out the first little bit of info, like the cover, the release date, maybe a couple early little big box features. They start putting that out almost just 2 months before the release of the game. So it pretty much is confirmed that the game is going to release at the end of August at that point, which would be on par with what happened for Madden 21 as well. So expect a late August release. Now the beta, we already heard rumors before the other day that there was going to be yet another beta. We've had one for the past few years, so why wouldn't we have one again this year? I was hearing from multiple people that yes, they are planning a beta again this year. Well, just a few days ago, EA just kind of came out of nowhere and said, hey, sign up for this event right here. More info coming in the next few days. That means it was a beta sign up. I made a video on it. The beta registration is now full. I'm sure they're going to have a ton of beta codes that they're going to give away when the time comes. We don't know when the official date for that is, but again, that's another thing that kind of points to the late August release, because if the beta is not out yet, again, they need time to try to implement some of those changes and fix some of the bugs and listen to our feedback from the beta to make changes. So if the beta is not out yet, again, that's pointing to the late August release, but we do know for sure a beta is coming, because anytime EA does this out of nowhere, hey, go sign up here for a special event around this time of year, it's always been a beta sign up. They just don't tell you that that's officially what it is. You're just going to get an email whenever the beta drops and you'll be able to play it. So that is definitely coming soon, hopefully within the next couple of weeks. So stay tuned for more info on that. Today's video is sponsored by Manscaped, the premium brand for men's grooming and hygiene products. Now, if you've been around my channel for any amount of time, you already know how much I love Manscaped and all of their grooming products, but today I want to let you know about one of their new products, the Lawn Mower 4.0 cordless waterproof body trimmer. Now, the Lawn Mower 4.0 comes with all of the great features from the previous Lawn Mower products. It's cordless, it's waterproof, it has skin-safe technology which cuts down on the nicks, cuts, and snags, but it also has this great new feature that I absolutely love, which is the multi-function function on-off switch that can engage a new travel lock feature. So let's say you're traveling with your new Lawnmower 4.0, it's in your bag and you don't want it to accidentally get turned on. Before you put it in your bag, you want to hit this button 3 times really quickly, you'll see it light up, and that's how you know the travel lock feature is engaged, and now it cannot accidentally be turned on. And when you want to unlock this, when you're ready to use it, you just hit it 3 times really quickly once again, it'll light up, and now you'll have it set to regular mode where you can power it on. Now as always, Manscaped's going to give you guys 20% off plus free shipping when you use my link, manscaped.com/Eric20. Link is below in the description and in the pinned comment. Alright, now let's get into some more specific game rumors. So, crossplay coming to Madden 22. Now, this is crazy because this was one of the biggest rumors for Madden 21. It was something they wanted to do for Madden 21. We're seeing more and more games implemented. Not a lot of sports games are doing it right now. I do believe MLB The Show did it this year. If you guys play MLB The Show, you could let me know how that's working out. I've definitely heard that there's been a lot of server issues this year. I don't know if that has anything to do with crossplay or just the fact that they have, all of the Xbox users on the game now as well. But I do believe MLB The Show has crossplay, but you got to look at EA and, 2K. They're all kind of trying to rush to get that crossplay out next as well. That's something that's just becoming a standard or will become a standard soon. So, that they're trying to get that out. It was a big rumor for Madden 21. They didn't wind up getting it in. Well, now here we are back this year, and it's a rumor. And as of a few weeks ago, or maybe I'll say a few months ago, it still sounded like that was in play for this year. The latest rumor I'm hearing from multiple people, again, I only like to speak on things when I've heard it from multiple people who I trust, who usually are kind of in the know. It doesn't sound like crossplay is happening this year for Madden. It sounds like now they're kind of looking to Madden 23 to implement it. Now, I don't know. I don't know how hard something like crossplay is to implement. I don't know the logistics of it, but I do know that Madden servers, or just EA servers in general, have seemed to get worse over the past few years, and introducing crossplay, I can only imagine, would be a huge problem. The next rumor, franchise mode is getting big changes this year. Now, this one isn't like as much of a rumor because we've heard EA openly speak about this multiple times, but just because EA speaks about something doesn't always mean it comes true. Heck, a couple of years ago in an article, EA said that they were making a recommitment to franchise mode, and then Madden 21 came out and there were literally no changes to franchise mode. So just because they say something doesn't necessarily mean it's going to come true. However, after the fixed Madden franchise backlash last year and the 0.2 user score on Metacritic, just tons of people lashing out at the game, that kind of put a different fire under them, I believe, because they just never had backlash to that degree. They came out and said that they were working on so many things for Madden 22, that these were the big features that they were going to try to get into the game. And then they even did a video not that long ago. Sean Grady put out another video saying like, yes, we're still committed, kind of trying to reassure everybody that Madden 22 is excited for what they're doing for franchise. And even in that video, he leaked the coaching and staff management changes that were on a screen behind him. Now, of course, it was just a screen. We didn't really see how in-depth the feature was, or if it was in depth at all, but we did see that there was something being worked on there, and of course they did that on purpose, kind of to throw that out there of like, hey, we're working on it. Like, we're not going to outright say what we're working on, but here's like a little glimpse behind us that there is work being done, which is nice to see because in years past we just haven't seen that. So the rumor is that franchise mode is getting big changes, and that is pretty much confirmed. Everything I'm hearing, in fact, is that franchise mode is the part of the game that's changing the most this year. Now, in terms of what's actually going to be in the game, there's definitely some rumors. We know coaching and staff management's coming because they leaked that themselves. Scouting improvements is another thing I've been hearing about. And this is what EA said themselves when they did a blog about a year ago after the fixed Madden franchise backlash. They said that, hey, these are what we're looking to do for Madden 22. These are things we're looking to improve or add to the game. And they mentioned coaching and staff management, scouting improvements, new scenario engine enhancements, team chemistry systems, and some other things like that. So the two biggest things on that list were definitely coaching and staff management and scouting improvements, two areas that people have been asking about a lot. So I would definitely expect that for Madden 22, but franchise mode definitely is getting love this year more than they have maybe, since we've been off the PlayStation 2. So I do think that's going to get a lot of people excited. Look for that in Madden 22. The next rumor, Create a Team is returning. Now this one I've been back and forth about. I haven't heard anything concrete on this, but I'm going to say that this rumor is denied, and I'm going to tell you why. Because part of the reason Create a Team isn't in the game It partially has to do with the NFL. I do believe EA could put it in the game if they wanted to, but the NFL is definitely very picky about current teams in the game being edited to be different. I don't think they mind so much the creation of new teams, but they don't want the current teams edited or having like their colors and logos changed up and stuff like that. So I know that's definitely kind of a gray area there. However, EA came out and said in that same blog post last year when they talked about the things they were looking to do for Madden 22, they mentioned more content, and one of the first things they talked about when they mentioned more content for Madden 22's franchise mode, they said relocation and branding assets for franchise, new uniforms, names, and logos to relocation options for more variety and depth and deeper careers. So to me, what that says is the full-on creative team that people would love to have back in the game, that's not coming, because they probably would have said that here, and all of the rumors that I have heard have said no, creative team is still not in the game, maybe one day, but it's still not there. However, there should be more relocation options and assets, meaning again, uniforms, names, and logos, because we know the relocation teams, I don't think they've changed in 8-9 years, however long that feature's been in the game. They've been the same locations, same teams, same uniforms. So they're definitely revamping that a little bit. There are going to be more options. How many more options? I mean, that, who knows? Hopefully it's a substantial amount of options and not just like 3 to 5 new options, because that really wouldn't do much for people. But creative team doesn't look like it's returning. However, there should be some more creativity with creation and relocation in franchise mode. The next rumor, face of the franchise is done. Now, a lot of people seem to think this is happening because we have seen that EA will put something in the game for a couple of years and take it out. They market it. They feel like, okay, it's run its course. We take it out. That's what they did with Long Shot. We see them do that with other things. Fate of the franchise is not done. That is not true. However, will the name be changing? That I don't know. But you're still going to have that same type of experience. In fact, I've definitely heard rumors that they're trying to change that mode, make it closer to the old Superstar mode. Not exactly like Superstar mode was, and I don't even think they're going to call it Superstar mode. They may still call it Face of the Franchise, but the mode itself isn't done, but you could see some changes. You could see it kind of revert back to that classic style that people wanted more. That's what a rumor, has been for a while. That in itself isn't confirmed, but the career mode aspect of the game is still going to be present in Madden 22. The next rumor, abilities are done, and kind of going back to face of the franchise, something that's been in the game for 2 years and people think, okay, they're going to pull it out now. They've marketed it. They've done what they did with it, especially abilities being such a controversial thing that, a lot of people do like it, but a lot of people hate them and they just think that it doesn't have any place in the game. Abilities are definitely still in the game. This is false. This is denied. Abilities are back. There's going to be new abilities, just like in Madden 21. New abilities. There's going to be some that are taken out. There's going to be some that are changed and tweaked. I'm also hearing that they're doing more things with abilities this year. A rumor that I've been hearing, and this is kind of take it with a grain of salt because I haven't heard this from a whole bunch of people, but when you hear something from multiple people and it's something that's a little bit out of nowhere, out of the blue, not the most predictable thing in the world, I tend to think that it is true because I'm like, well, why would somebody make this up? And then why would a second person make this up? But I'm hearing that with abilities, there could be like some type of an adjustment feature with them this year where you can change them up at halftime or something, or mid-game, or, I don't know exactly how it works. Again, very, very grain of salt type of rumor here. It would probably be something more for Ultimate Team. Potentially, you could use this in franchise mode as well. I think that could be possible, but I think it would sound more like an Ultimate Team feature, but we'll see. But abilities for sure, the main point of this segment is abilities are definitely back in the game. They're not going anywhere. The next rumor, it's going to be 2 different games, and this is definitely true. They're making 2 completely separate games just like they did for Madden 21. 2 different experiences. The next gen version of the game is definitely going to have some stuff that the current gen version doesn't have because there's just more power, there's more memory, there's a lot more they can work with on next gen. Just like we saw next gen stats, for example, was a feature on the next gen version. We didn't get that on current gen. We saw that they had real player sidelines. We saw that they had more crowd involvement on the next gen version. Not a whole lot more, but more than we had on the current gen version. The player movement was the biggest difference. The entire player movement was so much different than current gen. It was less robotic. It was definitely kind of sluggish and a little bit too slow. People didn't like it. The route running I thought was good though. It was more realistic how they ran routes. They didn't run them like a perfect line. They kind of rounded and smoothed their routes out like real NFL players do. So the movement on next gen, definitely a lot of potential there, but it just definitely didn't didn't go over well in year one. I think there's a lot of changes that they're probably going to look to make with it. But anyway, to get back to the main point, next gen is going to be a different experience. It's going to feel different. It's going to play different. It's going to have some features that current gen simply doesn't have. And it's going to probably be like that over the next couple of years until everybody eventually shifts all the way to next gen and then they discontinue the current gen versions of the game. The next rumor that kind of goes along with this is next gen getting all the focus. That's what people are saying. This one is denied. That's definitely not true. Both versions of the game are going to get a lot of focus. Current gen by default has to get a lot of focus just off the simple fact that there's so many people that don't even have next gen consoles yet. And EA knows that. All these game companies know that. We're kind of in an unprecedented time where the next gen consoles have never been this difficult for people to get. So they can't just neglect current gen because that's where the large amount of their player base is going to be. That's where a large amount of the money to be made as a company is going to be. So they have to put a lot of focus on current gen. Yes, next gen is going to have some different things just because it does have more power. There's more opportunities to do different things there. But both versions of the game are definitely getting a lot of attention, so you don't have to worry about that. They're not done with current gen yet, not by a long shot. That's it for today's video. Again, within the next week, I think we're really going to start hearing some official stuff from EA. We're kind of getting to that point where they can't keep quiet too much longer. So make sure you subscribe, bell icon on so you don't miss those videos when they go live. I will see you guys next time.